Indiana County WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160. And good morning to you. Glad that you're with us here today, wondering about our Indiana County Commissioners, because this is their normal segment. And it occurred to me, Sherene, that I didn't get a Zoom link, so I thought maybe they're coming in person. And you evidently thought that too, huh?
I did, and I am here. Good morning.
We have no idea about the other two commissioners. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Hopefully they can join us and be with us here.
Yeah, I hope so.
Josh is going to watch that door. Meanwhile, we'll talk to you as a county commissioner this morning. It's good to see you.
Likewise. Nice to see you, too.
My goodness, a bunch of sirens going by. Let me check out and make sure that we don't have there's an accident on North Wine Avenue in Indiana Borough.
Okay.
So Indiana firefighters, Borough Police, and Citizens Ambulance on the way there. That's North Wine Avenue in Indiana Borough. Please be cautious around that scene. Okay, Commissioner Hess.
Good morning.
We are talking this morning about a number of different topics, and I want to start with COVID-19 and the county's efforts to stand up and continue to fight in this pandemic. It's not over. This fight still has a long way to go, it seems, doesn't it?
No, who would have ever believed that we'd be here a full year and a half later? And it is serious. The variants have taken hold. And while we do have the vaccine and it is plentiful, and I know a lot of people are getting their boosters now, and I certainly advise that, and I know all of our healthcare professionals at IRMC are advising that, and I know they're having their clinics, and they have been working on the volunteer, the brigade to help facilitate those clinics, which is great. And, on the side, we are always talking about, okay, what can we do to get out to the outer areas? We know that's the problematic parts of Indiana County is, not necessarily that people don't want to do it, but although there is still that hesitancy, but that maybe they don't have transportation, or maybe they do need just a little more information to get them to that point. So, we have such great staff at IRMC. We're thankful for that partnership. And now we have the American Rescue Plan dollars that if we do want to do something, we can do that. And we also have, I know that Governor Wolf issued a statement about some money available for communities, $100,000 grants. So there are things happening. But I do, we always advise folks, and I know it's not us they're going to listen to necessarily, but if you can get a vaccine, please get a vaccine. It is, people continue to die from this disease, and it is unnecessary.
Got some encouraging news from IRMC yesterday. The numbers are beginning to go down there. But it just reminds me from the last meeting of the commissioners that, we've got such a great team approach. And Tom Stutzman and the folks in his department, they're doing amazing work, aren't they?
Well, they are. And, that's part of a system of, and we just talked about our first responders going to address a situation, and our emergency management, our 911 center. We have state-of-the-art kinds of equipment and people. And, of course, people's another workforce is an issue that we deal with. But, yes, they're constantly in training. And we have really solid citizen groups, too, our local emergency planning committee and disaster planning committee and our health and human services subcommittees. These are people are constantly, people don't understand the behind the scenes kinds of things that go on, but they're significant and they do keep us safe when we're not even thinking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. I want to move on to a couple of other topics, and I don't know if you have a specific point you want to raise, but I did want to ask you, and your colleagues as well, about the fact this is October. And that means that, it's full-fledged budget season, is it not, for Indiana County?
Yes, it is. And I just got a note from Commissioner Keith. He's told me he got wrapped up in the budget, and he's really being very vigilant. We're all being very vigilant about the expenses and the upcoming, the anticipated things that the county is going to need in the coming years. Not just, bricks and mortar kinds of things, but all the infrastructure that we know we're going to need, and the the human services that are constantly on our radar screen. And so we are full swing into budgeting. We have met with every single one of the departments, and we know that they are working hard to pare down budgets, pare down expenses, and try to understand maybe like the legislative landscape, in terms of unfunded mandates that might be coming our way, because that is something that counties deal with a lot,
Mhm.
is things from the federal and the state government that are basically unfunded mandates that we need to do, but where are we going to find the money?
Yeah.
So it's a challenge
Isn't
for
that
sure.
nice when somebody tells you, you must spend money on this? Well, where's that money come from? Well,
Yep.
that's not our problem. It's yours.
That's and it happens a lot more than people realize.
In your meetings with the departments here in Indiana County, I don't know that you're ever surprised by what things, what things look like financially from
Mm,
them, because you are kept up to date through the course of the year
sure.
about
Sure.
needs that they might have.
Right.
But in terms of what they're able to do and the resources they have with which to do it,
Hmm.
is everybody okay?
Well, I think that, like any government operation, most of your expense is related to personnel. And we have, and that's the case with the county. We have a lot of people delivering a lot of services. Some are mandated and some are not, but we have all collectively decided that we're going to take a look at what's necessary and what's maybe not a purely county related function. Try to figure out where we can build partnerships, where we can get some outside money. The American Rescue Plan will surely be a help this year as we try to look at not just short-term things, but what are some of the long-term kinds of activities and projects that we can do, like our broadband expansion, like our building of and support of our community college and other higher education institutions that can help with workforce development and help. These are economic drivers themselves, these economic educational institutions. So but they need support and they need partnerships. So we're constantly looking at, I mean, that is a large portion of what we do,
Yeah.
building those partnerships for our community, for the future of our community.
What are some of the other things the commissioners are working on right now, and you specifically?
We we're always looking at, okay, what are the economic development kinds of things that we can do to, that we, once you have one project going, like we have our community college, it's nearly built and it should be operational next year. And we're real thankful to the Westmoreland County Community College folks for all their partnership in that. We're always talking with our technology center and what are the opportunities for students in the trades and apprenticeship types of opportunities. And we have a great partnership with IUP and what all's going on there. And then we work with our business community. We try to keep in touch with all of the banks because we know that's the driver for small businesses, and we know that technology is a big driver of local economies. We know that our outdoor recreation activities are very important. So we're constantly working on our trail developments and our what can we bring to people in terms of tourism. So
Mhm.
we work with our tourist bureau and our chamber of commerce on all those kinds of developments. So it's kind of this constant churn.
Yeah.
You might get one project done, but what have you got started in the meantime? And we have lots of great partners working on those things.
I know that you have always been a great follower of the election process, and
Yes.
we call this the year after a presidential election and an odd-numbered year. We call this an off-year election. There's no such thing really, and elections at this time, when you're in those odd-year elections, they really do point out how local government really works, don't they?
You got it.
We're
Yeah.
not talking state legislative races. We're not talking U.S. senator or Congress here. We're talking school boards, municipal governments, all of those things. They're vitally important.
Oh, they really are. Township supervisors, borough councilmen, people, mayors, even your township auditors and constables and folks like that are so critical to how society keeps itself moving along. And they're those are the offices that are really affect your pocketbook too. So in
Hmm.
your daily life. So yeah, they're very critical. And I was just gave a presentation about how local elections are run. Every single election in America occurs at the county level. And there's a lot of talk about elections reform and what that looks like. And Act 77 is sort of the driving legislation right now. And we really want to work with our legislative partners on how letting them know that every policy decision affects us at the county level, not only in terms of our human resources and the ability to deliver safe and secure and accessible elections, but also in terms of the budget. I mean, talk about mandates and unfunded mandates. A couple of years ago when we had to get new machines, that was at first it was an unfunded mandate. Now the state did come through with a good amount of money, but it's not like the joke about the pastor who only maybe works one day a week, while the election officials only work 2 days a year. Well, it's just we always try to dispel that notion that elections and delivery of safe and secure elections is pretty much a year-round job, between keeping the machines attended to all of the paperwork that's involved, and getting poll workers. That's another critical part of that operation.
Yeah. And for those who don't realize it, Election Day is 2 weeks from today.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. For so long, it just looks like it's way out there, and then all of a sudden, it's two weeks away.
Boom, it's here.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate so much that you came in to visit with us today, and hope that Commissioners Keith and Gorman can join us next time as well.
Yeah, me too.
But thank you, Sherene, for coming in.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Hey, the accident that we were talking about on North Wine Avenue involves two vehicles, one of which is overturned, but everybody got out safely, so no injuries evident in that accident on Wine Avenue here in Indiana Borough, reported just a couple of moments ago. It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160.
At the Y, it's about more than sports and working out.
It's about making my community better.
Living a healthier life.
Spending time together as a family.
It's where I go to learn and play after school.
The Y strengthens communities by helping kids reach their full potential, encouraging healthy living, and inspiring social responsibility. Get involved with the YMCA of Indiana County. Visit www.icymca.org for a better us.
Do you ever have questions in your life? Questions that you are searching to find answers to? Hi, I'm Pastor Ben Blowers with the Indiana Wesleyan Methodist Church, and I want to invite you to listen to our church-sponsored program, The Voice of Victory, every Sunday morning at 7:30 a.m. on this station, AM 1160 WCCS and 101.1 FM. Tune in and find biblical help, guidance, and inspiration for answering life's questions.
Better Banking is getting an unbelievable 0.99% APR rate on a home equity line of credit from First Commonwealth Bank to renovate, consolidate, and make life, well, better. 0.99% introductory APR for 6 months that adjusts to a variable rate based on Wall Street Journal prime rate plus or minus a margin with a minimum rate of 2.99%.